Welcome to San Marino,
Yes, welcome to San Marino.
a country that neither one of us knew existed like 3 days ago.
We are both college educated, both have degrees from Indiana University, and neither one of us, and we're kind of worldly, we know a little, and neither one of us had ever heard of a country called San Marino.
So we're going to shift around here a little bit. So we're going to put the background. You need to scoot over a little bit more. There we go.
There we go.
Now we're where we need to be. So there's the background back there. To get up here, at one point we
Mountains.
climbed an 18% grade. So that means for every 100 feet we were going forward, we were going 18 feet up. That's pretty.
Okay, and
pretty serious
everything
climbing.
in the camper shifted back.
Yes. But I got to say, Holly
Yes, Holly.
pulled like a newly castrated bull. And I'll let you read into that however you want to read into that. So
She did great.
So
the
how did
extra
we-
engine, or the bigger engine
Yes.
that we have in Holly, oh my gosh, with the motorcycle on the back,
yeah.
that
So-
paid off.
So how did we get here? Well, it was a lot of interruptions getting here.
We had a
Um,
bad day.
Yeah, we had a couple not so great days.
Yeah.
We were in Mesola,
Yes, Mesola, Italy.
and we had a couple guys that had warned us where we had parked that we needed to move because I thought they were going to do construction.
Because
Language barrier.
the electric box didn't
Yeah.
work. So
Language
we figured,
barrier again.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we figured that's what they were going to do, is work on the electric
So
box.
we're finishing up breakfast, getting the camper ready to move, and we
Yes.
end up having a front row to fire training.
Not 2 feet off of Holly's front bumper.
Yes.
They started with fire training.
Had the fire extinguishers out, rolled out the hoses, and rolled them back in, and
Set a
did
fire.
all kinds of yeah, had fire and everything. So it was so that was our first interruption. That delayed us a couple
delayed
hours
us,
because
yeah.
obviously we couldn't go anywhere.
Which we didn't mind. Those things are unexpected,
Yeah.
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
And, you know, we don't mind those kinds of things.
So our mission was to either get our LP gas bottles refilled or exchanged.
Yes. And we had one other very important thing. And if you've ever watched Christmas Vacation, we're going to refer to it as Uncle Eddie.
Oh yes, cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Cousin
yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah,
Because what
We-
Cousin Eddie has to do,
we had to do too.
yes.
So, but that's part of what
The
when
pooper
you
was
do
full.
the dry camping or boondocking
Yes.
or parking, whatever you want to call it, for 3 or 4 nights. That's really kind of our shortest point
Yeah.
for us right now. With the solar and driving, we can make electricity. Our water tank is pretty good, and we're pretty good on conserving water.
Although the dog drinks a lot of,
Yeah,
between the
yeah.
dog and coffee and tea in the morning,
Yeah.
we go through a lot of water with that.
Yeah. So we spent the day looking for places that we could get a gas bottle or get it refilled, with no luck.
No luck.
But we were going to end the day at a campground that was supposed to have bottle service.
Yes, they were supposed to have bottle. They were supposed to have the Cousin Eddie service,
Yep.
water,
Full services.
full service,
Everything.
even laundry.
Yes.
And we thought, woohoo, we're going to
And,
stay at this place.
And it was a farm park, which was another plus for us.
Yeah.
So we drive all the way out there to get to this place,
And this
and it was
place-
pretty remote.
Yeah, this place was remote. The roads were rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
And we get there to a closed gate.
Yeah.
And so we wait, and we're thinking about calling the number, and suddenly the gate opens. And somebody pulls out, and apparently they knew something about the campground. They were in a car. They weren't in a camper or anything.
Excuse me.
And they said all the services were closed. You could still go in there and park. For the night.
That's it. Just
And I'm
park.
like, well, we got to call the number to get in, so they're probably going to charge us, which is not worth just sitting
going
there
and
parking
parking,
for
because
no
we
reason.
can park for free somewhere else.
So we wanted to find another place where we could take care of Cousin Eddie. And it ended up being all the way back in Ravenna, Italy, at their marina.
Yes.
And we had a little hard time getting to that spot because of the way that it was plotted out on Park for Night and the GPS. It was pretty quiet at night once we got settled in. There was another camper there, but weeds were growing around it, so it's been there for a while.
It had
and
been
we
there
didn't
for a while.
See anybody?
Yeah.
The only other campers we had there was a young couple car camping.
Yeah.
Before we left, so we took care of our services. and headed out.
Cousin Eddie did his thing.
Yep. And we were on our gas and water thing again.
Now here's the problem with the gas. We had 2 5-kilogram bottles. I never know the thing. I say pounds or whatever, but 5-kilogram propane bottles, and that's for our cooking and my refrigerator and that kind of stuff, and heat if we actually absolutely need it. So we do have another heater that works, but you have to keep the car running.
Yeah.
So I was down to about half a bottle. One was empty, the other one was about half empty. So you're getting into that part
panic
where
mode.
you panic. You don't want to run out.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're kind of. So before that happens, you
said
really
we weren't
start...
supposed to curse.
Oh. You're out of
Now
luck.
I'm going to have to bleep that.
Whoopsie.
Yep.
So you're out of luck.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get to that point.
No.
That's the same with the water and all the other stuff. You don't want to get to the point where you're at the
So we
bottom.
wanted to get it taken care of, and you had said that somebody that you had watched had talked about necessary days or need days.
Yes.
And that's basically kind of what these turned out to be, was a couple need days. So we kind of zigzagged and backtracked, and but we decided to finally go to a camper store that was called MAPA.
If you remember in our past videos, we went to Oelink.
Yes, which was huge.
In the Netherlands. It was a huge camp store, had everything.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, let's find one in Italy.
Yep. So we found one. We got there and we thought we found the entrance. It was basically their office for repairs and other stuff, because the shop didn't open again until 3 o'clock, which is a thing here in Italy we've been running into everywhere. Talk about adjusting to a time zone difference, and you got to adjust to the cultural time difference.
They take about 3, sometimes 4 hours off in the afternoon.
Yeah, for lunch or whatever.
Every day. And
So-
you don't know if it's going to be 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock that they're going to open back up, or 2 o'clock, or whether they're going to close at 5 or close at 10. You have no idea.
So we want to give a shout out to Arena,
Who
was there. She was able to get us set up, and so right now
In
we
MAPA.
have I think we're running off of a German bottle,
Yeah, right
That's
now
a
I'm
5
finishing
kilogram
up,
bottle.
finishing
Finish
up
that
that
one.
German bottle.
and now we have an 11 kilogram Italian bottle,
Yes.
and a new hose to connect to the regulator.
Because they're different. While we said going through the borders is like going from North Carolina to South Carolina.
Yeah.
But these gas bottles, everything is different.
Yeah.
They're different
Every country's
countries.
different.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
So some places you can fill them up yourself. Some places they fill them up, but they'll only fill up their bottles.
So as a backup, you bought a hot plate.
I did. I bought an
So-
electric hot plate.
So we can still cook when we're sitting there, and we don't have to worry about the refrigerator, because we'd have to be plugged into power, so the refrigerator would be running off of shore power or 230 volts anyway. So
Yeah.
we kind of feel like we're covered. We're still kind of looking at options for the gas. Tymic had told us about this, our superhero Tymic back at your
Superhero.
road trip had told us about this, and I didn't see it that it was ever a problem in anything that we had looked at before we went on the trip, but they do have a system that you can have for onboard refueling, because a lot of there's some cars here and vehicles here that run off of LP gas. So then we can just take and refill it at a gas station.
Right.
And so that may be something that we look at and getting installed and getting done.
It's a little
just 'cause
pricey.
it's
but
just gonna.
We have left a lot of room in the budget for stuff like
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
you have to, if you're doing this, if you're going to do this, leave room in the budget
Yeah.
for unexpected things
Yes.
like this.
So we left the camping store and we went to another park for night spot. It was near a soccer field.
Yeah, we seem to have luck with those.
So we stayed there, and there was a soccer practice going on, and I think picture day or something.
Picture day. It was fun to hear him yell.
Or something, yeah. So we stayed there.
Olay! Why they were yelling that, we don't know.
And we actually ended up staying there 2 nights just because we were exhausted from the gas and water search and all that stuff.
We needed a break.
I caught up on editing a couple of videos and some social media stuff, and you caught up on some rest that you needed.
Yeah.
So, and while we were doing that, we were studying, and we found that there was a country inside of a country called San Marino in Italy, and we thought, sounds like an adventure. We got to go.
Yeah.
So
One more to put on our map,
Yep.
even though there's not a spot
So that's
for
how
our
we
map.
ended up here, and it was kind of an adventurous trip to get here. We came up in a part of town that was like a real narrow alley street, and there were like 3 different ways you could go, and of course we picked the wrong way.
So we had to turn around.
Yeah, we had to do a U-turn, but we were very high up in a kind of like a camelback on a mountain
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, very good scenery.
Yes, we stopped for lunch.
Yep. And then we parked here, and it's not a bad parking spot. It's got all the services on it. It's kind of laid out, kind of weird, and it's on a fairly busy road, so it's kind of
Yeah, I had
got some
trouble
traffic.
sleeping.
So you had trouble sleeping, especially Friday morning when people were up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning driving to work. That was a
Yeah.
little,
How they go to work at
that was
6
a
o'clock
little-
in the morning,
because
but
they
they're
take 3 hours off in the
but nothing is ever open.
Yeah. Yep. So that's how we discovered and got to
San
San
Marino.
Marino. We now are set up. We are full of water, full of gas. Some people say I'm always full of gas.
Yeah.
And we got a place here where we can take care of cousin Eddie before we take off. So we are heading south again,
Yes.
and hope to maybe get along the coast.
I would like to see the beach.
Yes. So that's our plan for now. We'll see if it stays the same or if we get interrupted again. So
Subscribe.
yep. Gotta
Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe to
And
our channel on YouTube so you can see these funny adventures and interruptions and things that go on.
and just the crazy stuff that
Yep.
happens.
And if you like us being in agony on our trip, give us a thumbs up. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, it was.
We-
he was
yeah.
not happy.
No.
But
So-
we got it worked out.
Yeah. So it was the third time that we followed the same road for like 15
Yeah.
kilometers.
And it wasn't a nice road.
No.
It was bumpy and
Yeah.
and
So-
narrow and
So you probably have already
Terrible
maybe read about this on our blog, which you can see on our website. You can either just hit the blog menu item at the top of the screen or scroll down. It'll have our latest entries, as well as a subscription form. Or maybe you heard us just do a little blurb about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Where you can follow us on Facebook, and you follow us there by looking up Empty Nest Adventures.
TV.
Make sure you put the TV on there so you'll find us. There are other Empty Nest Adventure Facebook pages. Feel free to follow those if you want, but ours is the best to follow. I
Yes,
think. So, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We're doing more.
So we are heading south and heading down the back of the boot
Back of the boot of Italy.
for our next
Empty Nest Adventures. TV.